A husband and wife in debt to love. Let no debt remain outstanding, except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law. Romans 13:8. It was early one Friday morning when my phone rang. Hello? Hi, it's me. It was a middle-aged deaconess whose husband was non-Christian. Yes, hi. I left home. Oh, I see. When? Last night. Her story went as follows. She and her husband had gotten into an argument over something extremely trivial. Little embers of the fight grew bigger to the point where it became uncontrollable. They were now even bringing up divorce. Feelings and pride greatly hurt. She ended up walking out of the house. She stayed at her parents' house the previous night, and she wasn't sure if she should go back home right away or wait for another 10 days. She said she was even considering divorce. I sternly threw her a question. So, are you sure you want to get a divorce? She hesitated. Well, not really. I mean, I still have to think a little more. I believe this is the time you should show your husband the character of Jesus. Don't allow any disturbing thoughts in your mind, and why don't you just go back home and have breakfast with him? She said that she wanted to make him wait for another 10 days to teach him the lesson. Jesus never threatened or intimidated anyone. He let others be indebted with love and love only. I suggest that you lay your pride aside and go back home now. She had said several times that she liked me. She felt like she needed to listen to my advice, but her pride was holding her back. Yet, she also felt uncomfortable not listening to my advice. In the end, she was convinced that she needed to demonstrate the character of Jesus to her husband, and so she went back home. A couple of hours later, she called me again. I made him a glass of vegetable juice, and he smiled at me and said, "You say things you don't mean when you get angry." She finally succeeded in making him indebted in love. That evening, while I was welcoming our church members as they were arriving for Vespers, I saw her husband walking in with an awkward look on his face. We gave him a warm welcome. She walked ahead of him and took a seat. He followed her and sat down on a couple of seats apart from her. The worship service began. During the middle of the sermon, a cell phone rang loudly. It was her husband's. He panicked and turned off the ring. Looking at his reaction, I could sense that he was probably thinking, "Yikes! I'll get another round of rebuke from my wife." He raised his head to take a quick glance at her. She was staring at the front without a sign of being disturbed. I thought it was fortunate that she wasn't bothered by it. It must have been only a minute or two until the air was shaken once again by his phone's loud ringing. Again, he panicked and hastily tried to turn off the ring. Then she scowled and began to shoot him with criticism. I quickly sent her a text message. Smile at him. Let him be indebted in more love by being understanding and bearing with his mistake. I could see her taking a deep breath after reading my message. Love is being patient, regardless of reasons to the contrary, and I find it simply impossible to have such love in my heart. Unless the Lord dwells in our hearts, there is no way we can lead others into the depths of love. Once they are indebted, they become a servant of the Creator and are bound to become meek and submissive. What a happy couple you can be if you are greatly indebted in love to each other.